Ever feel like your writing just gets lost in translation? Well, today we're going to unpack a concept that sounds super academic, the rhetorical situation, but trust me, it's actually a secret weapon for powerful communication. I want you to think of it like a GPS for your writing, and by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to use it, every single time.
I mean, you know that feeling, right? You spend time crafting an email, a report, maybe even just a simple text. You're thinking, yep, that's perfectly clear. And then the reply you get, it makes you wonder if they were reading a completely different message. It is so frustrating, and it almost always boils down to one simple core idea.
And here it is. This is the big idea. Writing never, ever exists in a vacuum. I mean, everything from a grocery list to a major business proposal is influenced by this whole web of invisible forces around it. If we ignore them, our message just disappears into the void. But if we learn to see them, well, that's when our writing becomes seriously effective. So, why does our writing sometimes fail so badly? Well, here's the thing. It's almost never about your grammar or spelling. It's because we overlook these hidden forces, this specific context that's wrapped around every single word we put down. And honestly, just seeing that context, that's the first huge step to taking back control of your message.
So what are these writing contexts? Just think of it as everything surrounding the words on the page. It's the who you're talking to, the why you're writing at this very moment, and even the where they'll be when they read it. Once you start to see this invisible framework, you can start making smart choices, the right tone, the right style, the right facts to really make your point stick.
Okay, so how do we actually, analyze these contexts? This is where it gets really good. There's this brilliant framework for it, and it's called the rhetorical situation. This isn't just theory. It is a practical, hands-on toolkit that we can use to navigate basically any communication challenge. I love this analogy. Think of it as a pre-flight checklist before you write. So, what is it really? The rhetorical situation is just all the circumstances that made you need to write in the first place. That's it. And by breaking it down, we get to stop guessing and start being strategic. And it's all built on 5 essential elements that all work together. All right, here they are, the 5 key building blocks. We've got the writer, the audience, the purpose, the context, and this really cool one called exigence. We're going to break each one down because, let me tell you, understanding how these 5 things dance together, that is the real secret to truly persuasive communication.
Okay, first up, the writer. And yeah, that's you. But it's about more than just your name on the page. It's about the role you're playing in that moment. Are you the expert, a worried citizen, a friend giving advice? Think about it. A doctor writing about a disease has this instant authority, right? But a student writing about that same disease brings a whole different research-based vibe. The role you step into totally shapes your voice.
All right, next. And this one changes everything. The audience. I mean, who are you really talking to? What do they already know? Or what do they think they know? What are their biases, their values? If you forget that you're writing for a specific person or group, your message is, frankly, already halfway in the trash.
Just look at this fantastic example. A charity wants donations. When they talk to the general public, what do they use? Emotional stories, right? To connect with our hearts. But when they turn around and pitch to corporate sponsors, the language does a complete 180. It's all about statistics, data, return on investment. It's the exact same charity, same mission, but a different audience forces a totally different game plan.
Number 3 is purpose. In other words, what's the end goal here? What do you actually want to happen after someone reads this? Are you just trying to inform them, like a straightforward news report? Or are you trying to persuade them, like an opinion piece that's designed to change minds? If you're not crystal clear on your purpose, your message just turns into, well, a confusing mess.
Fourth, we have context. This is where we kind of zoom out and look at the bigger picture. The time, the place, the cultural vibe. Think about a speech given on a somber historical anniversary. The context itself just screams for a tone of reverence and respect. You're not going to get up there and start cracking jokes, right? The context basically sets the rules of engagement for you.
And finally, we get to exigence. Okay, I know, it's a fancy-sounding word, but the idea behind it is so simple. It's the spark. It's the what happened that made this necessary. What's the urgent problem that needs a response right now? So if an activist group sees pollution levels suddenly spike, that spike is the exigence. It's the why me, why now that gives a piece of writing all its power and urgency.
Okay, so now we have our 5 elements. Let's put them all together and see how they actually work in a real-world situation. This is where all that theory snaps into focus and becomes a super practical tool you can use.
So let's imagine this scenario. A government health department is scrambling to promote vaccinations during a sudden, scary disease outbreak. They have a massive communication challenge, right? How do they get their message out there effectively and build trust? Well, they can use the rhetorical situation to map out their entire strategy. And look at how this simple breakdown just lays out the whole game plan. The writer, an official health department, so they have authority. But the audience includes scared and skeptical people, and the context is a public health emergency. So their message can't just be a command, can it? Their purpose has to be persuasion, to reassure people. And the exigence, that urgent need to stop the outbreak, means everything they put out has to be laser-focused on being clear, direct, and building trust. You see, this isn't just a boring list. It's literally the recipe for their entire campaign.
Okay, so here's the most important part. This is not just for huge government campaigns or big corporations. This is a toolkit for you. I'm talking about for your very next email, that report you have to write, your next presentation. Let's turn this into something you can actually use right away.
So here it is, your personal writer's GPS. Before you write anything, just take 30 seconds and run through this mental checklist. Ask yourself, okay, what's my role here? Who am I really talking to? What do I actually want them to do or think? What's the bigger situation? And why is it important to say this right now? I promise you, just answering these 5 quick questions will absolutely transform the clarity and impact of your writing.
And really, that's the ultimate takeaway. This is not about memorizing a bunch of rigid rules. It's about empowering you to make smarter decisions. When you understand the situation you're writing in, you can consciously pick the perfect tone, the best format, and the exact right words to make your message land perfectly every single time.
So, I'm going to leave you with this one final thought. The very next time you're staring at that blinking cursor on a blank page, before you type a single word, just stop. Pause for a second and ask yourself this one simple but incredibly powerful question. What's my situation? The answer to that, that's your map. That's your guide to getting it right.